Welcome back to the Lights Out podcast, bedtime stories for boys and girls around the world. Good evening, boys and girls. Are you ready for bed? Are you all snuggled up and ready for another Lights Out bedtime story? Good, because you're in for a treat tonight with chapter 21 of Fing by David Williams, and the title of this chapter is Hot Air Fing-Ing. Now, all Mr. Meek had to do was steer a course home. As he saw the continents roll by hundreds of miles beneath him, he thought happily about all the money he was saving on airfares. Using his legs as a rudder, Mr. Meek steered a course over Africa, across mainland Europe, and to the British Isles. Every now and again he would blow more air into the Fing's end to stop it from deflating. Best of all, the Monsterpedia was still tucked safely down the back of his trousers, and even though there was an overdue fine to pay, there could have been a much heftier one for a lost book. Mr. Meek was mightily pleased with himself. If he could have, he would have given himself a pat on the back. He'd invented a brand new mode of travel, hot air finging. In a matter of days, Mr. Meek was floating over his town, then his street, then his house. A smug look spread across his face. What a super surprise he had for his darling daughter! Not only had he cheated death, but he had brought her the greatest present of all. Something of myth, something of legend, something from another world, something. "I've done it," hollered Father. "Little me." He reached up to the furry ball to embrace it. Thank you, oh thank you, for never letting go, for letting me blow air into your, what's-it. Unfortunately, the man squeezed too hard on the thing. Its one eye widened in shock. Just like a balloon, the air spluttered out infinitely faster than you could put it in. Pfft, whiz. Mr. Meek had been heading for his garden, looking forward to a nice gentle landing on the lawn. He was not going to make it. No, now he was heading straight for the house. "No!" he screamed. Father was going too fast. He crashed through the roof. Kabam! Boom, boom. He smashed through the first floor before landing in a dusty heap on the living room carpet. Oof. Fortunately, the Monsterpedia, which was still down the back of his trousers, cushioned the fall. If not, he might very well have suffered from a broken bottom. "Please remind me to take that back to the library," said Mr. Meek. "There's a fine to pay." The end of chapter 21 of Fing by David Williams, Hot Air Finging, here on the Lights Out podcast, bedtime stories for boys and girls around the world. Good night. And I hope Santa Claus brought you everything you asked for, and more. Now off to bed. Good night.